What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Groovy. We are in the bonus rounds, and today we are talking about sticking to the basics and how sticking to the basics allows you to have freedom to fully express yourself, especially in pressurized situations such as social settings. So, in order to talk a little bit about it, I brought my brother Rashawn here, great dancer, right here in Columbus, Ohio, kind of runs the gamut in all hip-hop styles. And so I wanted to pick his wisdom in order to get you guys some valuable information. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Feeling good. Feeling good.
That's what's up.
So can you just introduce yourself and talk about your experience with dance and hip-hop specifically?
Well, my name is Renshawn Lomax. Been in dance game probably 20 plus, probably 25 years right now.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, I started off because I couldn't dance in the school dance. I was seventh grade, was like, hey, went to it. Everybody else was hanging out, having fun. Whenever I went home, was like, told my sister, hey, I want to learn how to dance. She taught me two moves, the running man and the wop.
Word.
And after that,
We've done both of that. Yeah, we've done both of those in here. Yeah.
Kind of took off from there. So, yeah, I've been b-boying, popping, locking, house, hip hop, New Jack Swing,
The whole
freestyle, everything.
Word. Cool, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, when we're talking about sticking to the basics, for me, I remember when I first started out, if I was in a social setting or in a battle or what have you, or a cipher, I would sit on the side of the circle and I would be like, I can't get in. I can't do it. And then I was like, why? And I'm like, because if I go in, I'm not going to be impressive. Like, that dude was good. She was good. I'm not going to be any good going in. And even when I was focused, even if I had a couple of basics, I would be like, I'm gonna do a Fresno or a Jack or a Bart Simpson. That's not enough. Like, I gotta put a backflip in there somewhere, or a split, or something that would just get the crowd hyped.
Right.
And so I want to just pick your brain a little bit about that thought process, because I feel like a lot of us would have that kind of thought process when thinking about getting into the center of a circle and being the center of attention. So can you kind of talk about that thought process and how to get over it?
Kind of getting past it. I mean, that's the main struggle, is just getting past it. But you have to think, I mean, depending on the situation. In a cipher, or just out and about dancing, it's all about you doing you. Mm-hmm. It's all about, not really about what the next person does. That's why you stick to the basics. If you go out and do a basic Fresno and you're on beat and you're feeling it, then you're gonna get love.
Right.
But if you go out there and you're like, thinking too much, you're gonna mess up. And then, boom, that blows your confidence.
Right. That
blows your confidence. You just have to go out there with the mentality that, like what I tell people when I meet them out, kids will come up to me like, hey, I dance a little bit, but not like you guys, or, I'm not that good, or whatever the case may be, but I want to get out in the circle. I'm like, so what's stopping you?
Right.
I'm like, you go out in the circle, but I'm not that good. I'm like, well, right now, nobody's judging you. Mm-hmm. You're not in a competition. Mm-hmm. This isn't a battle. This is just everybody, getting down, creating a vibe. And, it's whatever energy you bring to the cipher. And if, you go out there and everything you do is basic, but you're doing you, and you're feeling it, and you're having fun.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Right.
That's all that matters. And like I say, also, it's like, especially in club settings where a lot of people, really feel that pressure, because it's like, not only do you have dancers around, but then you have, the crowd as well. Mm-hmm. Listen, 98% of the people there aren't doing what you're doing. So all you have to worry about is that 2% that's right there.
Right.
And of that 2%, there's probably maybe like 0.2% of those people that might look at you like, whatever.
Right.
But, you know.
And we call them haters.
Right. Right. You call them the haters. But everybody else is going to be like, okay, cool. That's, you know, he or she's bringing their energy, right, to the circle, to the, cipher, whatever.
Right. Yeah, man. And I think the first thing you think about when it comes to sticking to the basics is sticking to those tools, those physical tools that we know. But what I hear you saying, and I think that's really important, the basic thing is really like your essence, your core, right? And being able to stick to that, trusting yourself and knowing that yourself is enough. And so I want to inspire you guys to know that you are enough. You expressing yourself, that's what everybody wants to see. That's what everybody gets hype off of. Yeah, the tricks and the amazing moves, the virtuosity, that's really cool and amazing and great. But when it comes, especially to social dancing, it's really about you just vibing and sharing your basic self, your core essence with everybody else. Cool. So talking about more of the physical tools, in your experience, how has practicing basics constantly given you the freedom and the confidence to go out in a social setting and truly express yourself?
When you stick to the basics and you become fluent with it, and becomes second nature, then that takes a lot of the pressure off of you, as far as like going out, looking some sort of way, because the music, what it comes down to is what the music tells you to do. And if you have the basics with whatever genre of dance that you're into, if you're doing the basics and you're on point, and everybody can see that you're not like just thinking about it, you're just doing it because you're just dancing. Right. That's what you want to get to. Right. Just drill the basics. You don't have to always throw in tricks, because it's not always about that. It's not always about doing the most complicated move, the most high flying move, whatever the case may be. But, like I said before, it's all about how you interpret the music through your movement.
Right. Cool. So it sounds like you are saying, again, I just want to reiterate the fact that you're talking about because you're practicing so much, it takes that headiness away. When you have all of this pressure and you're the center of attention and everything, you don't have to worry about what you're going to do, because you've practiced it so much. It just comes, and you can focus on the music, right? And how that's making you feel, and then your body is just responding, right? And then that instinctual response to the music is what people are going to vibe with. You know what I'm saying? And so, I want to reiterate for you guys, when you're in the studio or you're in your room practicing, go into a mirror, see how you look, do these basics, and really get a feel for how you want to do them. Continuously practice that, and so then when you get out into a social setting, that pressure is off. You already know you look good, right? So then you can just go out, listen to the music, vibe out, and express yourself. All right. So the final thing I want to ask you is just, can you give the people listening any kind of advice? What advice would you have for them to get over the headiness or nervousness and gaining confidence in order to go out and just fully express themselves and share themselves with others?
Well, first I would say just continue to practice what you know. Stick, like you said, stick to the basics, and start small. If it starts off looking in the mirror at yourself, do that. If it goes next to, hey, dancing in the kitchen with like your brother, sister, mom, and dad, doing whatever, do it that way. Then maybe if you want to go to a bigger setting, you and a couple friends or whatever, you might be out just kind of, hey, let's just play around, dance, whatever. Right. And then, that'll go away. You know what I mean? Plus, as you keep practicing the basics and you get more comfortable you get, the more confidence you attain. Sure. So then, you'll be out in the setting, you might hear something like, oh, I want to dance. Oh, and who knows? You might be the only one out there dancing, So then you're completely free.
Right.
So, but I mean, that's best advice I guess I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so make sure to start small. And we talked a little bit about that too. We just talked about the mirror, but as Rashawn just said, you don't have to jump into the fire right away. If dancing in a social setting is just too much, get a friend, get a couple friends, and just dance with them first. And then take those couple of friends and go out into the social setting. So it's not an intimidating thing. It's not just you, but you're with other people who also want to vibe out. And that gives you confidence to go and do it yourself. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of today. I hope it's been of value and that you take these concepts and go out and kill it on the dance floor. Rashawn, thank you so much for being here, man. It's been a blessing. It's been a pleasure. We are out. Peace.
Rascal on the beat.